Recently, sapienlabs released a first-of-its-kind report in the world which showed that for every earlier age of smartphone acquisition as kids, the mental well-being as adults was worse and worse, in a trend that was profoundly more impactful for girls than it was for boys, though it was bad for both. Leading publications around the world have picked up this research, which showed the significance of the findings and the importance for society to take note. To talk more about this research and what it means for us, I'm delighted to be with Dr. Tara Tyagarajan, founder of sapienlabs and the Global Mind Project and the chief architect of the report. What are the biggest takeaways for you?
So fundamentally, as the younger you got your cell phone, the worse your mental well-being as a young adult. And the dimension that is most impacted by the age of which you got a smartphone is the social self, which is our ability to relate to others and our sense of self. And at the negative end, in terms of what are the kind of things, the most negative things that having a smartphone early seems to be driving, are suicidal thoughts is one of the most significant, and feelings, a sense of being detached from reality, and feelings of aggression towards others.
These are really alarming findings, and this is also what I'm hearing from several parents who have had kids that had smartphones early. Now, you have 3 teenage children. What did you do when you saw this report?
Yeah, you have a moment of panic. I think that, it's certainly something that I wish I'd known a decade ago. I mean, my kids are teenagers between 14 and 19. And, it's a hard challenge to solve as a parent. I think one of the things that we did, was really bring the kids together and say, hey, let's look at this data and, tell me what you see in yourself as, happening with the smartphone. And I think, they recognize it themselves. And I think it gave us an impetus as a family to say that, we need to put our phones down at 9 o'clock. And I say we, because it's not just, I think the solution is not just, you take it away from the kids and then now everything is solved. It's not that. It's what do you do with the time that you would have been on the smartphone? That's fundamentally important. It's not just something we have to impose on the kids. It's something that we as parents need to be conscious of, because I think it's always been so easy, even when your kids are really young, to give them the iPad when you're at dinner, because it's just easier.
Yeah, it calms them down.
Calms them down. They're distracted. They're not getting in your conversation. But that engagement in your conversation, being at the dinner table as a little kid and watching the conversation, those are all important aspects of developing your social self. It's like you're trying to understand the dynamics of the conversation, of the people around you, learning how to understand, people's intent and meaning and all of that. And so I think part of it is being conscious of it and saying that is something that we are actively enabling for our child, and put the phone down and engage.
Yeah. Tara, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Rahul.
So this is a hard problem, but it's not entirely insurmountable. Don't try and tackle this individually. Gather together in your local community with other parents and prevail upon your schooling systems, prevail upon your local law or policy makers, and ask them to remove the use of smartphones from schools. There are already some movements underway towards that, and then also some governments have begun to pass legislation to do so. And finally, be the change you seek in your kids and role model this behavior yourself. You can take action, and we all must, if we are to see a better future for those that will follow after us.